We're on.
Hey, it's Tom with the Power Networking Club here for a power talk with my partner, Brian Walsh, CEO of Allegra Marketing, Print and Mail. How are you, Brian?
Excellent. How are you, man?
I'm doing really good. It's been a while since we've spoken, and most people that follow us know you're also the founder and the leader of the Basket Brigade here in Northern Illinois that feeds thousands of our hungry neighbors every Thanksgiving, and we've been promoting that for years. So with that said, speaking of food, I know you have a very interesting new marketing concept that's been very successful for some of your restaurant clients, and the Power Networking Club has many friends who are restaurant owners. So we'd like to share this with them. Can you explain it to us and take us through your slide presentation?
Absolutely. One thing before we dive into that, since you mentioned Basket Brigade, if anybody is interested in helping us out on the board this year, we're actually having our first meeting tomorrow night, but obviously we don't expect anyone to just drop everything and jump there. But you'll see my email at the end of the video here. So send me an email if you're interested in getting involved on the board for Basket Brigade.
And we will attach that message to this because we will post this all year round.
Yep, absolutely. All right, so I'm going to add the PowerPoint in here. So I called this a restaurant success story, and you'll see at the end why I consider it such a great success. So the challenge that we were presented with was getting more students. The restaurant is a taco restaurant, a chain of them that has locations on college campuses. So if any of us went to college, after a good night of drinking, you go out and eat some tacos, or you get the burritos as big as your head and all that stuff. So he had 2 of his 8 restaurants that were not performing as well as the rest. So he asked us to help him figure out a way to get the message out. So immediately when we started, we ran into some challenges. How do you target students? Because there were, in a lot of cases, minors, and their names are not released. The universities will not release the names of their students or their addresses and things like that for safety concerns, very valid safety concerns. So how do you get to them in the mail? What about the students in the dorms? What about the students who live off campus? How do you find these people? Like if they live off campus, they're living in a rental, like think an Airbnb. You're not going to have the student's name. You're going to have the owner of the Airbnb's name that would never match up to what we're looking for students. So we looked at every door direct mail, which, was very tempting, but we found out, they deliver to every address on a carrier route except students in dorms. So we weren't able to utilize that. So what we eventually figured out was that there is a specific process where you purchase a list and you get the student's dorm information, and like 340 will go to this dorm, 280 will go to this dorm, and much like you see in this picture, these girls happily check in their mailboxes. They put all 240 in their mailboxes at the dorm, and then they go down and check their mail. So what we wanted to do was send them the mail and then combine it. We've got a program called Direct Connect that, in addition to the mail, once we get that postcard in their hand, now we're trying to find them on social media. We're matching them. We're putting a pixel on your website. We're tracking them. We're following them around. Anybody who's ever bought anything recently or even talked about something, you start getting followed around by ads. So this is that brought down to the small business level. So we're following them on social media. We're following them on Google. We're following them on Instagram, Facebook. We're also hitting them in their USPS inbox, because if you sign up for Informed Delivery, you get an email every day of everything coming into your mailbox. So, but we didn't feel that was enough. So we want to take this a step up. We've got a program called Direct Connect Plus, and this incorporates YouTube video advertising. You've all seen that. You're watching a video, it pops up with a thing, and you can't click past it for at least 5 seconds. So we've got a video program that is going with this. Google homepage ads. This is when you go to the Google homepage, you've got all those news articles that are personalized for you. This is showing up there. If you've got an Android device, when you swipe to the right, you've got that home screen that comes up. This is where that's showing up. We're doing, when you go log in to check your Gmail, these are banner ads showing up in the middle of that. And then the biggest one that was a huge win for this campaign is geo-targeting. So what geo-targeting is we're targeting addresses, not people. So we're targeting the addresses. So you hit that address and you build a little digital fence around their house. So everybody, or dorm, everybody who enters that little fence and has a device is starting to see your ads. So if they're living in a house with their family, mom, dad, all the kids are seeing it. If they're living in a dorm and someone comes to visit, that friend is seeing it. Everybody in that dorm is seeing it. So we're building this digital fence around these addresses, not the names, the addresses. So we're hitting every student that we possibly could based on the geography and all that. We went a little radius around each of the locations, and we're hitting any of the families in the area too. Whoop. So this was their original campaign they've been running for years, Free the Guac. So if you've ever been at a restaurant and you order the nachos and you're like, hey, can I get some extra sour cream? Cool, no problem. But when you say, can I have some extra guac? They're like, we got to charge for that. So, college kids don't want to pay extra. So El Jefe's motto is where extras aren't extra. So if you go down the line and you say pile on the guac, they just throw it on. They're not nickel and diming you. They're college kids. So this was their campaign. It was freeing the guac. So the avocado breaking out of jail. So now they wanted to free the taco. They were giving away a free taco as their ad. So the avocado needed a friend. So here is the avocado's new friend, the taco, created entirely with artificial intelligence. So we created this with an AI image generator to do all the work on making this little guy. So now we've got the characters and we need to free the taco. So we needed an Old West prison break. So we turned back to our AI image generator and we asked for an Old West prison break kind of scene. And then at that point, we've got our elements, we've got our prison break, we've got the taco, we've got the avocado. Now human element has to come in a bit. Then we, bring this to our design team and we created everything else that you're going to see from here on out. So, a human did have to do the bulk of the heavy lifting here. Plus we had to do all the work on creating the artificial intelligence images. So these were the postcards that went out. Free taco, and there's all kinds of things. We've got little disclaimers that you probably can't read on there, but also you can bring a friend. So you want your taco, come on in, bring your friend for a free taco. The goal is to build customers for life. So they want as many people walking through the doors as possible. So it's one thing to say, bring this coupon in, but we also are serving up these digital ads. So we need a way for them to redeem them online. So we worked with them on creating a landing page where when you get the ads or see the video and click on it, it takes you to this landing page and you just show them this screen, and that's how you redeem the taco. So one of the channels we were advertising in is video advertising. So I'll pause here and let's see if I can get this to play. So that was our little 10-second video. And again, when you see the ads on YouTube, you can't click past for the first 5 seconds. Mm-hmm. So now we're following them around also on social media with our little, characters and little taco emojis and all that, following them around social media. Then we're also following them on the Google Display Network. And when you say that, it sounds a little confusing because you're thinking it's just Google. But the Google Display Network is actually 2 million sites, and it's not small sites. You're looking at, Forbes and Time and NBC and TMZ and Fox News and Walgreens. These are where your ads are being displayed. You, the local little business owner, are having your ads displayed when someone goes to Walgreens to refill their prescriptions. So this is where the Google Display Network has its power. They have 2 million sites that they display your ads to. These are some of the ads. We wound up creating 13 different versions because every device has a different aspect ratio and size and whether it's on the side or the top or the bottom or where it is. So we had about 13 different versions of this that we had to create. So here's where the numbers come in. So the two restaurants were New Brunswick and Pittsburgh. So the University of Pittsburgh and Rutgers were the two universities. So we mailed 18,750 pieces, 11,000 to Pittsburgh, 7,300 to New Brunswick. So keep in mind, before I jump to the next slide, that a normal response rate to a campaign is 0.5 to 1.5% response rate. That's been standard for decades. Good campaign is 1.5 to 2%. So here's the number of redemptions we got out of our 18,750. Digital redemptions, New Brunswick 107, postcards 223. Pittsburgh 391 digital, 379 hard copy, which is 1,100 redemptions for 5.5% redemption rate. So that's 1,100 people who are now really, as long as the tacos are good, which we know they are, going to keep coming back and bringing their friends. The one thing that I would have liked to have seen would have been like being able to add those people to their email list, but the owner of the restaurant was adamant, we're not slowing down our line. So he didn't want to have them fill out anything in order to redeem their taco. But we tracked the first 30 days of where these ads were displayed. And I'm not going to go through them all, but average was 13.6 displays per mail piece. Google, it was displayed 253,000 times. They're following people on 4,300 people on Google and the Google Display Network, 3,200 on social media. The geo-targeting, the building the fence around them, had 69,000 impressions. And of those, 310 people clicked from that digital fence that we built. So all kinds of, cool stuff there. So overall, we just thought this was a huge, huge result. And I'm going to throw one last little fun fact at you. Did you spot the AI generated images? Those girls didn't.
I didn't, because I don't have my glasses on.
Well, you wouldn't even with your glasses. I've got mine on. I created these images last night. These girls don't exist. The happy girls by the mailbox. That's why I spent a little bit of time pointing out the happy girls on the mailbox and all that, because I wanted to show you at the end here that where AI is going, how it can be used seamlessly. I've used AI several times since this campaign to create images rather than going to a stock photo website. You're getting that perfect image because you're creating it.
Yeah.
So this is when, what do you got after seeing all that? And then that's the email address. So again, Basket Brigade, send me an email there. That's fine. Questions on this or want to get more information, that's the email address down the bottom too. So Tom, take it away.
Okay, great. That is a lot of great information. We have many restaurant partners that are going to see this, and I'm sure they'll be contacting you, because 5.5% is more than double the national average, and that could be really substantial for a small business. So I think you covered it all in your presentation. It's an excellent program. I highly recommend people reach out to Brian. If you own a restaurant, to spike your sales and get more customers that will become loyal customers. And if you're interested in getting involved with the Basket Brigade, we will also post that email on these videos as we post them on multiple platforms. So contact Brian in regards to the Basket Brigade, feeding more than, is it 10,000 people every Thanksgiving?
Yeah, the last couple of years we've targeted around 2,000. In 2020 we did 3,000. Supply chain issues killed us in 21 and last year. So yeah, our target this year is probably, we're having our first board meeting tomorrow night, but it'll probably be around 10,000.
Yeah, that's a great organization started by Tony Robbins, feeding millions of people every Thanksgiving. So thanks for all you do, Brian, for helping business owners and giving back to the community. And until next time, take care.
Thank you so much.